This is your boy. I've outside. Look at that. They got a beat on me. You see that right there? Head's got the rifles out. If they breach, I'm gonna blow it to holy hell. So go ahead and come on in, boys. Let's see it.
Tanya and Terrell, this latest mass shooting now being investigated as a hate crime. Police tell us 5 people were killed, 25 others injured, with at least 7 people still in critical condition. We're told at least 2 people inside helped grab the suspect and hold him down until police arrived. This morning, a community is in shock after police say a 22-year-old gunman opened fire with an AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle at Club Q, an LGBTQ+ nightclub in Colorado Springs.
It was so scary. I heard shots, broken glass, bodies. It was... How? Why?
One bartender, Michael Anderson, recalling the moment shots rang out late Saturday night.
Something in my head said, get down, just get down right now. So I did, and then glass started just shattering all around me.
Authorities say the suspect, Anderson Lee Aldrich, was taken into custody just minutes after the first 911 call came through. According to police, heroic patrons grabbed the suspect's gun, striking him with it.
We owe them a great debt of thanks.
Just last year, that suspect was arrested for allegedly threatening his mother with a bomb and weapons. No explosives were found, but Aldrich was charged with kidnapping and menacing. Colorado Governor Jared Polis, who is openly gay, is calling the shooting a senseless act of evil.
And I feel that same pit in my stomach as so many of you today do.
Meanwhile, this morning, vigils keep growing outside the nightclub.
Club Q has family and community. We have all lost family, and our community has been devastated.
Police tell us they're trying to determine how that suspect was able to get 2 weapons with his criminal record.
Initial evidence and interviews indicate that the suspect entered Club Q and immediately began shooting at people inside as he moved further into the club. While the suspect was inside of the club, at least 2 heroic people inside the club confronted and fought with the suspect and were able to stop the suspect from continuing to kill and harm others. We owe them a great debt of thanks. The suspect has been identified as Anderson Lee Aldrich, a 22-year-old male. At least 2 firearms were found at the scene. We are still working to identify the firearms and who they belong to, but I can confirm that the suspect used a long rifle. Detectives are also looking to identify if there were any other individuals who assisted the suspect. The motive of the crime is part of the investigation, and whether this was a hate crime is part of that investigation.
It's just uncovered video of the suspected shooter in the nightclub mass shooting spree. This is 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich during a nasty encounter last year with deputy sheriffs in Colorado Springs. His mother reportedly called cops after she said he threatened her with a homemade bomb. On the day of the standoff, the suspect was seen walking up to the house wearing a COVID mask. He's lugging a large suitcase with his mother at his side.
Today I died.
A short time later, the tense 2-hour standoff takes place. You get a glimpse of the suspect in riot gear doing a Facebook Live as police surround the house.
This is your boy. I've got the outside. Got the rifles out.
As he walks through the house, he makes a serious threat.
If they breach, I'm gonna blow it to holy hell.
He is breathing heavily.
So go ahead and come on in, boys. Let's see it.
Eventually, Aldrich came out of the house with his hands up, barefoot. You can see a police dog ready to pounce. Lara Quinn lived next door.
A police officer comes and knocks on the door and tells us to evacuate because there's a bomb threat.
Aldrich was charged with felony menacing and first-degree kidnapping, charges that were later dropped.
It just made me so angry because the first thing I thought was like, why wasn't he in prison? And then the second thing I thought was, why did he have access to a gun after he did that?
We're also learning that the suspect's grandfather is California State Representative Randy Vopel, a MAGA supporter who has compared the January 6th riots to the Revolutionary War. As more details surface, the 5 slain and 25 wounded at the LGBTQ nightclub were remembered at the American Music Awards by host Wayne Brady.
And you are looking live at the area surrounding Club Q in Colorado Springs. And you can see a crowd out there, a growing memorial, the site of another Colorado tragedy. 5 people were killed, 17 others were shot when a man opened fire inside that club Saturday night. And we are learning disturbing new details about the alleged shooter. He's been identified as 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich. And Denver 7 investigative reporter Jennifer Kovaleski spent the day digging into his past. Jen, you've learned more details about his arrest a year before the Club Q shooting.
And the El Paso County Sheriff's Office arrested him in connection to a bomb threat last year. Aldrich was facing multiple felonies, but all of the charges were dropped. Tonight, for the first time, we're seeing live video he streamed on Facebook the day of the bomb threat.
This is your boy. I've got the heads outside. Look at that. They got a beat on me.
Wearing tactical gear and surrounded by guns.
He's got their rifles out. If they breach, I'm gonna blow it to holy.
The alleged Club Q shooter live streamed this video on Facebook the day he was arrested in connection to a bomb threat.
Go ahead and come on in, boys. Let's see it.
And so he kind of had a standoff with them for about 2.5, 3 hours.
Leslie Bowman recorded the video from Facebook and says it happened inside her Colorado Springs home last summer. Her Ring camera also captured Anderson Lee Aldrich surrendering to SWAT officers.
He did have a gun and body armor and a helmet and whatnot that he had brought with him over here.
Bowman says the alleged gunman's mom, Laura Vopel, rented a room from her. She says the suspect lived nearby with his grandparents and came to her house after an argument.
Threatened them with a weapon, with a gun, and at some point decided to come over to my house.
A news release from El Paso County shows officers arrested Aldrich on serious charges, including 2 counts of felony menacing and 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping. Bowman still can't understand why the charges were dropped.
It was very upsetting and made me angry that they didn't follow through with those charges from last year.
Colorado Springs District Attorney Michael Allen couldn't talk about this specific case, but said Colorado has restrictive laws when it comes to sealing cases where no charges are filed.
If a case is sealed by state statute, I have to say that no such record exists. Even though there might be other information in public sphere that says actually a case did exist. And that can be frustrating for people to hear. It can sound like we're trying to hide things.
And again, what we still don't know is why the charges were dropped, or why prosecutors felt they didn't have enough evidence to move forward. Denver 7, along with other media outlets, are working to have the 2021 case unsealed, and we will keep you posted. Ann?
Yeah, that video is disturbing, Jen. Thank you for sharing that to give us some insight. And Denver 7 will bring you more updates as we learn them. We will have more from Colorado Springs coming up on Denver 7 News at 6. You can also find coverage on denver7.com and on our Denver 7 Plus app. And we'll be right back.